How y'all doing? I'm Brian. Some of you know me, some of you probably never met me. I'm assuming how this video is going to start off, or at least how everybody gets a hold of it, are going to be people that know me. But I've gone by many of names um, through the years, through my whole life. Um, my favorite one of all is being a dad. Um, my kids mean the world to me, so it's definitely something that I'm proud to be. I'm ecstatic to be a father. I've been called brother. I've been called friend. I've been called foe. Um, but pretty much what I wanted to do is reach out in a way, something that really is heavy on my heart and has been for many years. Not only with having to deal with it, but going through it myself. I want to use these videos really so that it tells people it's okay. You gotta, if something's bothering you, if you're down, you're going through a dark period of time, and you're not quite really sure how to get yourself out of situations. Just know that there's people out there that want to talk, that need to talk about it. There's people that need to listen. I've been on both fronts. I have been many a times, as my shoulder's been used for someone to cry on. And two, that also, I've been allotted to cry on some people's shoulders as well. Um, so I'm very thankful for that. But this video that I'm starting off today, there's several different topics that I want to talk about. But mainly a lot of it deals with depression, deals with suicide, deals with loss, either a family member, a loved one, um, children, anything like that. I just want to reach out to those type of people because I've been there. I've been there where nothing in life seemed to be going the way it was. When you try to talk to somebody, you know, you try to reach out and they think that it's either a cry for attention or like, holy shit, this dude's kind of crazy. I've heard it all. But also too, I want to be as upfront and honest. I feel that this needs to be a conversation that needs to be had. Not everybody talks a whole lot about suicide prevention. There's a week in September that is supposed to reach awareness and stuff like that. And a lot of times people go just through bouts of depression and just unfortunately a side effect of things that happen in life. Trauma shows up in many different forms, many different ways, with the troops going overseas. Yes, it's signed up for, but that's such a hateful way to say that. That's still a human being that's going over and is following orders to the best of their abilities while trying to stay alive and, just thinking about people back home. That's a lot for somebody to endure, then PTSD, the after effects. But, a lot of people get post traumatic stress disorder, and, that could range from military, law enforcement, people in the nursing field, doctors, EMTs, firefighters. Hats off to you guys. You're putting yourself in a world of shit. You're literally watching the worst things that can go through somebody's life, deal with it, and then come on back and try to focus on your own life. Been there, done that, and it's unfortunately with those type of careers, it's really hard to reach out to either a superior to somebody to try to get help because you're responsible for somebody's life. How dare you be crazy? Or how dare you go through a traumatic experience and you don't know how to handle it properly, because no one ever talks about how to handle stuff properly. You're taught to figure it out or hold in your own emotions because realistically, what are you going to do with it? There's been more negative looking towards that instead of being more open-minded, more open-hearted, being sympathetic, empathetic to somebody, getting to a mutual understanding level. But this is really what I want to reach out for. I've been put in, experiences to where I've tried to talk somebody down from possibly hurting themselves, and in their mind they just couldn't overcome the demons that they had. And without going into a lot of details, she did take her life and was found by her child. And I'm not going to go too in depth. I don't want to put names out there, speculations or anything, but that's something that's hard. That's something that's weighed on me. There's people that go through so many difficult times in their life or traumatic times in their life, and it just all boils together because realistically, how do you let go of that stuff, of those really dark, deep things, and I know there's people that go through depression or people that mentally cannot deal with it, and people call them crazy nut jobs. They wind up in a facility taking medication trying to cure what's going on in their mind. And then that's unfortunately the really horrible side of why a lot of people, I think, don't want to reach out and want to talk about what's going on, because they don't want that negative reaction back to them. They don't want to sit there and feel that they're crazy or like all this. And I'm hoping for the next couple of days, if I'm not doing this daily, I hope to try to work on it daily and try to reach as many people as I can. And I know that, I'm like 5-6 minutes into this video, and I just want to put out this disclaimer, just more or less just to kind of protect myself. I'm not claiming to be a counselor. I'm not claiming to be, your licensed therapist. I'm not anything like that. I've got some certifications in dealing with mentally handicapable people. I've been there, done that, been able to help. I just know that I have to just let everybody know that it's not saying this is a professional opinion by no means. This is just somebody who's gone through their life experiences and just want to lay it out there and talk about it. Either with me, I'm going to post this on my Facebook, on my Instagram, get it on my YouTube account. And realistically, if you want to reach out to me in either of those ways, and just if I'm the person that you need to talk to, I'd rather listen to you than have to hear about it in the paper the next day. But also too, if you're at a point in time that you have spiraled out of a control or something, and you feel that you're going to harm yourself or anybody else, please call 911. At least get to that part of the immense that, hey, something's not right, or hoping that, hey, somebody like a friend, loved one, something recognizes it and can, nip it in the bud before it gets worse. Because there's variant stages of what people are dealing with when they're going through a crisis or through trauma or through anything like that. So off of that, there's going to be several topics I'm going to talk about today, really, and every day it really does, that hits me really hard, is just suicide. There's the stigmata of, it's selfish. Why would you do that to yourself and leave everybody else behind? And to that person, they don't you can't make anybody understand what you're going through. They physically can see you going through something and still think like, it's not the way to go. There's a lot of times that, I've been in it, in that mindset to where I didn't want things to continue. I didn't want things to go on. It's taken me quite some time to heal and to overcome stuff. But going back to reaching out to somebody when it comes to that, it takes a lot of guts. Everybody sees it, or they call it as a cry for help, but with cutting or with, severely inflicted wounds to themselves, and people are like, oh, it's a crave for attention and stuff like that, and it's really not. And if you guys see me looking down, I'm just looking at my notes because I'm trying to stay on track. At the same time, I don't want to be looking at a piece of paper the whole time getting it set up. Also forgive me as well, because this is really my first time making a video like this, and I'm doing the best I can. I'm gonna see what works and what doesn't work. Positive feedback, negative feedback, whatever, just let me know. But if you guys, like I said, if you see me looking over here, I'm just looking at my notes, a couple things that I just want to hit on. But realistically, the CDC, from what I've read, has been tracking suicide since 2010. At least they're up to date on their page. But there's over 36,000 people a year that commit suicide. That may not seem like a large, shocking number, coming from really large cities or something like that, because that, perception, it's just not millions and it's not a large number. But 1,000 self-inflicted that didn't cause death. People have done. That's children. That is all the way up into the elderly. It is a whole lifespan of people that feel that way. And generally, a lot of the high times, from what I've seen, is people that are within their teen years into their 20s and stuff like that. You'll see it happen a lot more during that time. Hormones out of balance. Everything happens. It's a lot to life to figure that out. I mean, there's so many things that you try to worry about in school and just growing up, and realistically, life is beating down your door for years and years and years and years, and you just keep letting it go because there's things that take your mind and to places to where you try to cope, where you just try to put up a little bubble and a little shield. And unfortunately, sometimes that affects you as you go deeper into life, when you start realizing that my traumas have led me to be where I'm toxic in a certain area, or I'm not good in a certain area, and your mind constantly tries to fight everything against you because it's some of your first perceptions about something. You see it with your eyes, you smell it, you taste it, and it just goes into your mind, and it always sits there until it gets let go somehow. Some people find that ease of letting go via alcohol, drugs, sex, high adrenaline things, fighting, whatever gets a human body going in a certain way with different, emotions that are going through it. But that's a lot of people that are out there that are asking for help one way or another. Some people ultimately, may or may not tell you, I'm sure you all have seen the memes that get passed around, this is what depression looks like, and it's all these famous people. But there's people that are all around you that realistically go through something. They try to sit there and try to talk to you about it, and you don't realize that could just be the tip of an iceberg for somebody. And I know that I have my past. I've been self-destructive completely. I mean, I literally have been to rock bottom several times. And just a personal life story of myself. I was just involved in a motorcycle crash back in September, and 7 hours of surgery. I'm pretty sure I died on the side of the road, and my kids' laughter is what I remember before tourniquet got put around my leg, so I didn't have to have my leg amputated and stuff like that. There was a lot of stuff, and it's allowed me to sit back and to realize, to fight these feelings of loneliness, of being scared, of being depressed, the why me, the ifs and stuff like that. This scenario has realistically led me more of a thinking, so to where I've been a lot more of a positive thinker. I've had my bouts of going to the dark times, but believe me when I say it is a struggle that happens every once in a while, because literally I could be happy for a couple of days, and then one day I'm just argumentative, pissed off as a rattlesnake. The mood goes back and forth, but it just happens, and it's a constant because I've gone through emotional and physical trauma that it's hard for me to deal with, and it's hard for me to let go, because I either didn't complete the lesson I was supposed to be learned, and I get put in situations again until I learn it, or it's just where I didn't think that I was good enough. I mean, a lot of things have been going through me. And realistically, guys, suicide's a real thing. I've witnessed it. As a young child, I have to deal with it via calls of a previous employment that I had. Just over in general, like, I've gone through a lot of rough stuff, and I could sit here, be happy, and be the person that, man, when he talks, it sounds like he's aged. I'm 31 years old, guys, and I feel, especially with my leg the way it is, I can only laugh at it because I'm having assistance walking. I feel like an old man. But look forward to the many great years that are in front of me. But realistically, everybody who's watching and who's tuning in, I greatly appreciate you guys, listening. Hopefully it doesn't sound too much like a ramble. I really do try to stay, on track and stuff like that. But I came across a song that, I listen to metal, I'll listen to R&B, hip hop, I'll listen to good country, um, jazz, all blues. I love music. I find myself very in tune to music. But it's not the exact lyrics, but it is something that like I've sat and I've listened to, and it's really got my mind thinking instead of trying to keep me into a negative place. And realistically, guys, with these videos, I try to keep them semi-short. I know that everybody's busy throughout the day and want to see quick pictures or something on Facebook. By all means, if you can try to find my YouTube, I had some issues linking my social account to that. I'll try to figure it out. But just save the video. If not, share it by all means. I'm putting myself out here being in front of a camera. I honestly don't like hearing myself talk, so it's going to give me anxiety listening to myself talking on the video. But I digress. I'll go back to the lyrics. I've kind of tried to shorten them a little bit, but realistically, it's something that hit home to me. I'm not saying that anybody's as severe as me, or, but I don't like looking at it as levels. There's not like, oh, you're on a scale of 1 to 10, you're a crazy level 10. And I'm not putting anything on a scale, because everybody's going to go through their own life lessons. Everybody's going to go through their own experiences, and the experiences and the trauma and everything that happens is going to lead up to a story. But in these lyrics, it says, there is a darkness in my soul, a darkness that cannot be tamed, a deep void of emptiness as a gaping wound. From the dark into the light, I make this journey on my own. From dark into light, I must fight this darkness alone. I try to do what is right, still my twisted mind is full of spite. Each day I struggle with the sight of me. Demons arise, they drag me back into despair. Think I am free, they drag me back down through the void. Demons are agents of fear. I am battered, beaten, my scars are visibly clear. From the dark depths of my mind, they crawl towards the light. Demons are part of who I am. I embrace the dark. I apologize, I can't even read my own writing. I embrace the dark parts of my mind that invade my heart, because without them, who am I? To get to that type of a level, and if you guys got to replay that to try to hear it, really think about that. I've been there. I've been so dark and into my mind that I literally wanted people to hurt the way that I hurt. I wanted people to have feelings, not just necessarily pity out of me, and it was realistically because I could never get into someone else's head of how they could completely understand what I was going through. No one really will ever understand completely what somebody's going through. Everybody goes through their own experiences, and realistically, it's how you handle it. You've got to choose, how to deal with the what ifs, the anxiousness, the depression. There's ways to do it. Don't find yourself to the point to where it's okay if I leave this world because everybody's better without me. It may seem like that, but it's not. I promise you. Every day that you wake up is another day for you to fix your story. This is your story. This is your journey, your path through light. And, I cannot stress this enough. Like, even if it's like I've had a bad day, I'm going to ask you, was it a bad 5 minutes that ruined your whole day? Or was it like the apocalypse all day and you just can't deal with it? I'm not going to judge you either way on it. I just want to get to your level of understanding and knowledge so that I may help you. That's really why I'm trying to do these type of videos, so that it can reach out to people that, just need to hear it from somebody else. There's life experiences that we go through, and sometimes it just makes us feel okay to sit and listen to somebody else. I hope that these videos become interactive to where you guys are messaging me, asking me questions like, I've had this kind of, you don't have to go into your business. I really don't want to know all of your deepest, darkest business. That is a battle that you must find within yourself. But there's the quote that's out there, and it says that if you live in the past, you'll always find depression. If you always look forward into the future without reasonable expectations, will always cause you anxiety. And it's pretty much very, very true. Our past is so depressed about the future. Our present is anxious. It's the everyday journey of realizing who you are. You've got to get to a point and to understand to, love yourself. Understand that you're meant for something in this world. That's why you're here. Every day that you wake up, you're given another opportunity, a chance to make something out of yourself, to improve yourself, to improve somebody else's life. Everybody just needs to realize that we're all humans. In the day and age, it's honestly changed to where, oh, you're a man, you need to nut up and not talk about your feelings and stuff like that because it shows weakness. It's absolute bullshit. Okay, life has hit me hard enough. I'm not saying that my story's better than anybody else's or any lesser than anybody else's, but in my life, I've been dealt things that I've literally just wanted to scream, cry, and not be on this earth anymore. I've been there. But I can tell you that when you start working on fixing your mind, your life, your perspective, everything is going to get better. You have to keep believing that. There's out there of the law of attraction. That works both ways, good and bad. If you constantly always think about the bad stuff, you're going to attract that. If you look at the positive and look at your situations as good and how do I improve it, always wanting to be better. Nobody's perfect. Nobody will be perfect. Wouldn't you rather go down trying to be the best that you can be? The fight, the struggle that everybody has is to find themselves, to love themselves, to heal themselves, others around, and go through this journey of life. The world's hard enough. We don't need more people being assholes to people, because realistically, some struggle. People struggle through life. Life sucks, man. Like, it can literally suck. And it just takes a lot of time, dedication, to keep your mind into that place to where everything's going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. I'm a warrior. I'm a survivor. I'm going to fight through. I'm intellectual. I'm a positive person. I am love. I am compassion. I am understanding. I really hope that this video reaches to people. And honestly, like I said, I'm open. If anybody just shoots me a message, I'll do my best to respond or try to give something positive. In the meantime, honestly, if you've been a survivor of a traumatic experience or something, like bouts of depression, going through things like that, if you've been suicidal and if you've made it through that bout, by all means reach out or comment down below, and not saying give your whole total life or all the personal details, but put out there like, I've survived. Because you know what? Maybe somebody else will learn a different technique that will probably benefit their lives. It's that network, the what ifs of how to be better, of how to improve myself. Everybody needs an accountability partner. Some people just need people to talk to. Why I talk to these, why I talk through these videos. Sorry, kind of stuttering, excited, and nervous at the same time. Why making these videos? I hope that I learn something and I heal myself more by listening to what everybody goes through, or their situations, or how they survived. Help me help you in a way, because as I've said before, I'd rather be there to listen for you than to read that you're not here no more. Guys, suicide's not cool. Getting into dark depression's not cool. That darkness is not fun, and it's a shitty battle to constantly keep fighting. With that being said, reach out to somebody if you need to. Keep a positive mind. It's a constant discipline every day of changing the negativity into the positive. Attract your higher self. I believe in you, and I know that if you just keep positive and you keep fighting whatever fight that you're in, make it through, be successful. I want to see you strive. I believe in you. And I really just hope and believe that maybe these videos will help somebody. I'm not asking for millions of people to be fixed and changed, because you got to find that stuff within yourself. I just want to be maybe a voice so people understand that you're not in this alone. But guys, I appreciate you watching the video. Please feel free to share, comment, write me. Some of you may have my cell phone number. Call me. Hit me up on Messenger, hit me up on Instagram, hit me up on Facebook. I hope everybody just has a good day, man, and I hope that this sets off the way it goes. I'll put it at the bottom of these comments. If you've actually watched and you're wanting to, if you're in a fight or a struggle or anything like that, just show the awareness. I just want to see if you guys would put #FightTheDarkness. I'll see you guys out there. Everybody have a wonderful day.